Coming up on Winning Bets, we've got 4 contests and $70,000 up for grabs. Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Jason Manos with Winning Bets. Thanks for hanging out with me on this episode. It's our weekly NASCAR video where we talk about the NBC Sports Predictor app for a chance to win $10,000. And then we also got our friends over at the Finish Line app where they give away $25,000 for each race. This is a very cool and unique weekend. In fact, in terms of NASCAR's doing a race on Saturday and Sunday. That means we get 2 jackpots on the NBC Sports Predictor app, each of them worth $10,000. And we get 2 contests on the Finish Line app. Each of those are worth $25,000. So four games, $70,000 in all. Should be a really fun weekend here. We just need our research here. They're running at Michigan. I've done the research. You guys know, like I always do, pour in a good couple hours doing the research. We just want one of these 2 races to be cool. Just follow the research. One of the 2 races. We don't need them both. Both would be obviously be great, but let's just have one of these races be cool so we can go ahead and do some cashing. So while I slide over here, I'm going to do it a little different. Normally, as you guys know, I break down each group and give you the things with a lot of similarity between the 2 days. I'm just going to go ahead and put up both of the results here. We'll just kind of run right through them. So Michigan, though, just kind of give you guys a little breakdown. It's a 2-mile track, kind of a cookie cutter. Its closest comp based on what those guys have been running this year is probably Fontana. And here at Michigan, you can get some really long green laps, so it can kind of be boring at times. You can kind of also see if there's a guy, the driver who really, is in tune with his car in the racetrack. He can really just kind of stay out in front and get that clean air and really dominate a race. So we'll see what happens, though. It's racing, so you never know. Let's go first with the Finish Line app. That's the one where you get $25,000. You guys recall they give you 8 questions. The first 6 questions, you have to pick the driver amongst the group of drivers that's going to have the better finish. All you got to do is then pick a winner and pick a second place finisher. That's it. So here, let me put this up here again, guys, so you guys can see this is how I've got Saturday and Sunday. I'm going to put Saturday on the left and I've got Sunday on the right. You can obviously see there's a lot of similarity here. As I mentioned, that's why I'm going to go ahead and do them this way. But in Group 1, we've got Kevin Harvick winning Group 1. Look, he's got 6 races here, or should I say, no, not 6 races. All my research, I looked at the last 6 races going back to 2017, so that's where my data was. I did look at Michigan, their career lifetimes, but after looking at their lifetime at Michigan, I really focused in on the last 6 races in the last 3 years to kind of see how guys were running recently at Michigan. Kevin Harvick, in those 6 races, he's got 2 wins, 3 top 5s, 4 top 10s. He led 194 laps, which is second most, and he has an average finish of 6.33, which is second best in that time period. In our second group, you can see we're going with Martin Truex Jr. on both days. In those 6 races, he's got 3 top 5s, 4 top 10s. He led 187 laps, which was third most, and has an average finish of 7.83, which was third best. Going on in Group 3, we're going to do Alex Bowman for both Saturday and Sunday in 4 races in the last 3 years. He's got 2 top 10s, an average finish of 13.75, and we mentioned Fontana was probably the closest comp to Michigan. He not only won at Fontana earlier this season, but he absolutely dominated, won both stages, just blew away the field at Fontana, so I'm liking him at Michigan again. Group 4, you can see that's where we've got our first difference. We've got Eric Jones on Saturday. Eric Jones in 4 races, he's got 2 top 10s, an average finish of 15, and he had better results at Fontana than guys in his group. And on Sunday, we're going to go ahead and change it, though, to Austin Dillon. He's got 6 races. 1 of those are in the top 5s. 2 of them are in the top 10, an average finish of 15.17 here at Michigan. Group 5, let's do Custer for both of them. Look, he's strongest amongst the group in these drivers on these cookie cutter courses, and I actually like Custer to have a really good race overall. I think he'll finish in the top 10. He likes these kind of cookie cutter kind of tracks. And then in Group 6, we're going to go with Suarez on both days. Look, Suarez, his last 3 years at Michigan, and this absolutely blew me away when I did the research because Suarez normally finishes towards the back of the pack, as do most of the drivers that he's paired up against in this group. But Suarez, the last 3 years at Michigan, has finished 5th, 4th, and 11th. I don't know what he likes here at Michigan, but the last 3 times, a 5th, a 4th, and 11th place finish. I'm going to go ahead and take Suarez so he can, reproduce those results. As for my winner, you guys can see I gave Harvick. I've already mentioned all the reasons why I like Harvick. And then second place, you guys can see on both days, I'm going to go with Truex Jr. for again, all the previously mentioned reasons of why I like Truex Jr. So that's how I see it unfolding. As you guys can see, all the same picks except for Group 4. I think if our research is going to, in terms of like wanting the research to hit one day, if I had to guess right now, I would say on this app, we have a better chance of going Sunday because Group 2, Truex Jr. on Sunday doesn't have to go up against Hamlin and Keselowski because those two drivers were put up into Group 1, and obviously I like Harvick no matter who he's pinned up against. So Group 2 on Sunday is going to be easier for Truex Jr., I believe. Same kind of philosophy with Group 4, which is we have Austin Dillon, because Jones and Byron are in Group 3 on Sunday going up against Alex Bowman. We like Bowman for obvious reasons. So in Group 4, Dillon now is no longer competing against Jones and Byron, so that's why I like Dillon there in Group 4 on Sunday, as opposed to going with Jones on Jones on Saturday on Group 4. And then the other groups are kind of the same. Group 5, Group 6. I'm so high on Custer. I'm so high on Suarez. So those are the same right there. So, but I think Sunday's definitely easier because of Group 2 and because of Group 4, who Truex Jr. and Dillon are going up or not going up against, I would say, in that scenario. So let's just see if we can get that results to hold. As again, before we transition to the next app, anything can be changed. You guys recall when they've done this before, I believe it was at Pocono and Charlotte, where they ran a race on Saturday and a race on Sunday. I jumped back on YouTube Saturday evening, looked at the results on Saturday. You'd be crazy not to use the results on Saturday to modify any picks on Sunday. I did that for each of those races. You guys recall I jumped in here on Saturday evening, gave you guys, I think it was like 2 or 3 picks we changed, whatever it was, and they were all successful changes and we gained more points. We didn't end up cashing, but the changes I made on Saturday evening definitely impacted positively to us on Sunday. So look for anything to possibly change on Sunday, but as is now, that's how I'm going to go with both of these finish line apps. All right, let's jump on over to the NBC Sports Predictor app. This is where they're going to give you $10,000 on each day, Saturday and Sunday. This one, all you got to do is get the best stage finisher in stage 1, stage 2, the final stage, and then go ahead and give you a top 3. I'll do them here side by side so you can see. There's a little bit of difference here just because of the drivers. But on Saturday, again, on the left, we'll go with Bowman. Then we'll go with Truex Jr. and we'll go Harvick there to be your stage winners. Our top 3 will go Harvick, Truex Jr., or Keselowski. And then on Sunday, you guys can see, just because of the driver, there's a little bit of change. I'm going with Harvick. He's starting out in front. I've mentioned kind of Michigan. You can get some long greens. If you get out in front, you can kind of stay out in front. So I do like Harvick on Sunday, stage 1. I'm going to go with Almirola there on stage 2. He starts 4th, and he finished 8th at Fontana, so I really like that. And then the final group, they've got Truex Jr. on there, so obviously I've got him finishing 2nd, so we're going to pick Truex Jr. there. And then the same top 3, Harvick, Truex Jr., Keselowski. Again, guys, we'll use the Saturday's research, or we'll use the Saturday's results if we have to change anything. And then also, I could see the Sunday stage 1 changing. I could see it not being Harvick. It's Harvick now, but they don't have the starting grid out for Sunday's race yet. So, we don't know where Harvick's starting or where the other guys are obviously starting. So that'll certainly matter for stage 1. Stage 2, probably going to lock in on Almirola, and then the final one's definitely going to lock in on Truex Jr. But of those 3, I could see stage 1 changing on Sunday. Again, maybe more changes. We'll just have to see how the race goes Saturday, and we'll analyze everything again. So look for any possible changes. Jump on here with you guys Saturday evening, and we'll make any changes if need be. Otherwise, that's how I've got these contests going. Good luck to you guys. Chance to win $70,000 this weekend. Love putting together these this NASCAR research. I really enjoy it. You guys know we've got real bets going on. I'm going to go ahead and throw this video up here. So watch that if you're interested on doing some NASCAR head-to-head bets for Saturday's race. All right, guys. I'm Jason Mattis. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching this episode of Winning Bets. I'm Jason Mattis. I'll see you again when we are celebrating the wins and making more winning bets. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more winning bets.